Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are looking at a multi-tool that I purchased probably almost about a year ago now. This is the Roxon Phantom. I ordered this off of the typical Amazon 1 in the morning looking around, and I was really into Leathermans at the time, so I wanted to try and see what the what the Chinese competition was putting out. So I got a couple different knives. I'll start with this one. This is one of probably the more competent multi-tool brands coming out of China, or at least one that is competent enough to continue to use the same name for longer than 2 months. They have a few different multi-tools available, ranging from I think about 29 Canadian is their cheapest, all the way up to this one, which is their most expensive multi-tool. And this one's claim to fame is Swappable Blades, as well as a honkin' pair of scissors. So let's start out with the meat of this, which is the blades. So you can get, I think there's 9 or 10 different blade styles you can get for this. You can order them in 3-packs or singles. I got the knife, and it originally came with this Tonto style blade. The cases are actually pretty nice for what they are. They add a lot of girth to carrying around, but I mean, it's really nice to be able to carry an extra blade, especially if you don't like to do field sharpening or anything. You can just throw an extra blade in there and not have to worry about being ham-fisted with your knives. So let me see, unlock, push. They are a little awkward to get out sometimes once you get a feel for them. So yeah, this is the Tonto that came with the knife. Right away, I'm not a Tonto blade fan myself. They're just too a little aggressive. I'd rather have a nice belly than a hard transition like that for cutting. So when I ordered this, I ordered the 3-blade set to get this sheep's foot along with it. This is the one that I really wanted. I almost ordered the sheep's foot by itself, but I was also interested in testing out their utility blade here, because I do use utility blades a lot. It's really nice to be able to swap out blades quickly and have those shitty little 10-cent blades to beat up if you want to cut a bunch of carpet or something. You don't want to worry about mangling a nice knife. So the one thing I didn't like that they did with this right off the bat is they included this Tonto, which is 5 CR MOV, and then all the other blades that you buy afterwards are 9 CR MOV or 8 CR MOV. I'm pretty sure they're 9. So the blade that they ship it with is a lot softer than the ones you buy afterwards. So it's almost like, you might as well get the blades with it just so you can upgrade the blade right away. But that also adds a pro to this, because you can upgrade the blade very easily, as long as you're okay with some sort of something CR, because all of their blades are the Chinese stainless steel. But these blades showed up very, very sharp. They're very nice. I mean, for I think the $8 to $9 a piece, they're a pretty good deal. So how you use this, or how you swap the blades, got these little tabs here. You can just push those open. Top comes off. There's no bushings or anything on here. Just running metal on metal. So all in all, though, the action is pretty smooth for just being on just riding on this metal like this. I can definitely flick this knife pretty nicely. No, backwards, sorry. So yeah, you just put the blade there. See if I can do this on camera. Centered. Push it down. Push those back out. biggity bangity boom, new blades in. And you can do a pretty nice flick with this thing once you get a feel for it. It is a little deep to get your thumb right in there, but the action's real nice. I do believe it has some sort of magnetic retention there. There is a step, so the blade's just not going to fly out by itself like your typical pocket knife would. If you wanted to lunge it out like that, yeah, you can't. You can't. So you have to do the finger flick, but it's kind of satisfying. So I got the sheep's foot, a clip point, and this utility blade. So this is probably the most disappointing part about this knife, was this utility blade. How do I open this thing? Pops open, I think. Yeah, like that. And I got one of my own blades in there, because the ones that they included, apparently they're SK5. They say SK5 on them, but... So yeah, this goes in here. And if you've ever pull it out, yeah, pull this. That slides in there. I'm sorry if this is all out of focus, guys. I'm trying to learn this new camera, and it autofocuses very aggressively. Alright, take that off. Put that shitty Tonto down. So yeah, this just look. Like, I don't know why, like, it's fun that you can flick it out, but like, can you even fit it in the original case? It's yeah, it does, but I don't know, just something about that, as far as ergonomics goes, just doesn't strike me as something they really thought about. And this is why I ordered the 3-pack. I just would have got just the sheep's foot if I would have known how this stuck out. I mean, it's not terrible, and for anybody who wants to have a utility blade on their multi-tool, yeah, I mean, I've seen just straight up folding utility blades that have weirder ergonomics than that. So I guess they did what they did because it was just the best way they can implement it without spending a bunch of money. But to me, it's not the nicest way to implement it. But I mean, it's cool that they can do it. This is the whole point of this, is the changeable blades, and might as well give you as many options as possible, even if the options aren't as nice as you would have want them to be. So moving through the tool set, let me just, there you go. So we got our pliers, and I must say they're garbage. Yeah. Like, I came from a Leatherman, so that's a high-end multi-tool, but like, okay, so look, yeah, this is me lightly squeezing, so this is where, like, I can get them to come together, but I feel like, oh, and that's that, see again, this is getting in the way of the actual function of the tool. So give me a second here, let's see. I didn't remember them being that bad. Sorry about the neighbor doing some weed whacking there. There's only so much I can control. Nice guy. He doesn't know I'm recording. Alright, so let's put this blade back in and see if the pliers will work better now. Alright, so now they're actually touching. There you go. But even then, like, come on. I don't know if you can see, but there's a slight gap up there. And if you look at the top, like, it's somebody's last day on shift, but I'll have these sitting level, and then this side is higher than this side. So whoever was grinding the tips of these didn't grind them flat. Again, just little fit and finishes like that really irked me, because this is their most expensive multi-tool. You think out of all of their tools, this is $69.99 Canadian. Look what we got here. This is a Leatherman, what's this, Rev. The pliers on this are freaking beautiful. They meet together. I could pull a hair out with those if I wanted to. They're about the same size, so these are small pliers. These are like the ones on the smaller Leatherman tools. They have the only difference is they have the replaceable wire cutters, and it's kind of nice of them. They do give you an extra set of carbide cutters, which, I mean, I would have liked that to come on the Leatherman Surge. That's my whole other problem with the Leatherman with the replaceable wire cutters. They give you a lifetime warranty on your tools, but they have a replaceable wire cutter. So if your wire cutters break, they expect you to buy replaceable wire cutters instead of honoring the warranty on the tool. So that irked me about. I wish Leatherman would have stuck with these kind of cutters, and if they do break, you send the tool in, they replace the tool for you under warranty. But as far as I understand, with the replaceable wire cutters on Leatherman, they're a consumable device now, so if you break the replaceable wire cutters, you have to spend $30. To me, that's just, it's shirking out of part of your responsibility on your 25-year warranty. I guess I'll have to break my wire cutters on my Leatherman to see if they do honor them under the warranty. But I'm thinking, the way they did that, they're just expecting you to pay $30 for new carbide cutters and not honor the hard cutters in their warranties. Anyways, moving through the tools, the wire cutters, they do cut wire very well. You can use these easily, to pull a hook out of a fish's mouth or something. You definitely can use these, but they're not milled nearly as accurately as the Leatherman ones. And I'm guessing that the steel is not going to be as nice as the steel that Leatherman uses. I'm guessing this is probably all 3CR13. Usually the usual tools, Chinese tools, they have the cheaper steels as the frames and stuff, and then they'll put the 5CR, 8CRs in the knives. Alright, now we're going to move on to probably the next best part about these scissors, or about this knife, which is the scissors. That's the whole reason why I got this knife. The replaceable blades was kind of a nice feature, but to me, the scissors, because I smoke a lot of weed, and I go to camp a lot, and I smoke a lot of weed at camp, and up until that point, I was using my Leatherman Surge scissors, but before that, I was using my Victorinox scissors. So, as you can see, does this one have? No, these aren't my ones with the scissors. These have the saw. But I do have a set, my other fishermen's have a set of scissors in them, and I was using those. So cutting weed is a real use case for me, and these are beautiful. I don't really like to hold them like this. I find when I cut with these things, it looks wonky, but this is what I do. I have this part out, and then I just use my thumb, and then I get maximum leverage of the handle. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance to use a real set of, you just got it. Going from a Victorinox or even the Surge ones are half this size to a real set of shears is just beautiful. These are indispensable for smoking weed in the bush or busting up weed. I mean, I could bust all my weed up in advance, but I don't like to do that. It's a whole tradition for me. I sit down, get a nice little plate or surface, bust it up, roll a joint. Yeah. I don't know. So these are what sold me on the multi-tool. But Roxon does sell, if you're into these scissors, Roxon does sell a knife called the Roxon KS. They're the knife scissors. They're just a Tonto blade like this, with a set of scissors like this on the back, and they are very thin and very nice. The one complaint about these I may have is apparently the steel used on the scissors is a 3 or 5 CR. so they're going to be a little soft. I have yet to cut anything that would do any damage to steel, because I do like anything I would be using these for would mostly be like plant material and things like that. I haven't really cut paper with them, so who knows how long the edge will last if you cut a bunch of paper. But all I know is they are sharp and they cut through almost anything I can give them right now. Let's just let's see if I can grab a random piece of something around me. And of course I don't have anything within reach. What's this? What is this? That's a piece of paper. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Wait, there's a piece of something right there. There's a Velcro strap right here. We're just gonna cut the end off it. Yeah, like butter. Like, I can't really say enough good things about these scissors. And then when you want to unlock them, you just push that button, fold that in, clickety click. All right, so you got the knife, you got the scissors, you got the shitty ass plier heads here, which these are the detriment of the tool. And then you got a bunch of other things that they're just like, hey, we got space. Yeah, like, I don't know. The saw, pretty good saw. I mean, yay. It's nice to have a saw. And then we got this weird deployment of these. You push this up, and then you can fan them out. And then you have the world's worst can opener. I hate these style can openers. Give me the hook style, like Leatherman, any day. These, I really don't get why everybody doesn't use this style can opener. I use my multi-tools to open cans all the time, especially with don't laugh at me, but I will crack a beer and then I'll use this to put a little hole on the top of the beer, so when I'm drinking my beer, it doesn't glug 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 into my mouth. I give a vent hole. So I use these a lot, and these kinds of can openers are just a way to dent the can really easily. I just, maybe I don't know how to use them properly, but this, it's the same kind that's on Victorinox. This rounded style, which to me just is garbaggio. The Leatherman hook style, much better to walk around a can. So they give you that. They give you what seems to be an awl with no hole in it, so just a hole drilling, which is not very sharp. They give you the world's flattest star screwdriver or Phillips screwdriver. It has worked. I've used it before, so it does work. I mean, there's that. And then they give you a chisel, which I kind of like that. As somebody who does a lot of woodwork, a chisel is a very handy tool to have. If only they would have put a proper edge on it. I must do some work to it because I haphazardly on my work sharp tried to put an edge on my little diamond on the go sharpener. I tried to put an edge on it. It's not bad. It's much better than it was. But I mean, props for putting a tool that's not very common on there. And this looks like they expect you to use this after you awl, to use this as your sewing head. I don't know. And then they give you some wire strippers here, which is kind of nice. Those are pretty sharp. But yeah, all of the tools just seemed unfinished. Like, I had to sharpen this myself. I had to sharpen the can opener, and they all lock, which is nice. And then to unlock them, you just push it forward. So you'll lock them all out, and then each one you can pull out, and then to unlock, like that. But yeah, I had to sharpen this too. This was this looked like it just came right out of a press or whatever, and didn't even have an edge on it. Those can openers are bad enough as they are, let alone when they come dull. You're just gonna have a bad time. So, and then it also has your typical ruler section right here, where you got 9 centimeters of measuring space here, which, I mean, comes in handy for, I guess, when you're measuring anything under 9 centimeters, or if you want to do little like use it for depth or something. I don't know. At least they have it. I think that's just another. Let's throw it on there to add another function to the tool. All in all, if you're looking for a decently priced multi-tool, don't get this. Get something like this. Or the Byberry 18-in-1, which is a Chinese-made tool, multi-tool. That's $30, and that is a hell of a solid multi-tool. Much better fit and finish than this. But again, if you want a multi-tool that has replaceable blades, this is the only game in town. And it does that fairly well. The blades are very easy to change. They come very sharp. They have quite a big variety. 9 or 12 of them. I haven't looked recently. I know they said they're releasing another 3 different kinds, but they have like a hook, like a cat's claw style. They have a serrated. They have a completely flat one that is their like shaving, like a straight razor style. They have spay points. Yeah, I can't. Maybe I'll throw some pictures in during my editing to sort of give you an idea of all the different ones they have. But if you need a nice replaceable knife, especially if you're clumsy with knives or you don't like to sharpen them, this is a much better option than buying a whole new multi-tool. If you're the type of person to hammer out a blade and then just want to replace it when it's dull, at least you can always just buy a new blade, $9 a piece. I mean, who knows how long this company will be in. Hopefully they keep producing stuff, so if you do want blades in a year, they're still making them. But again, if you're a machinist, it shouldn't be too hard to make your own blades. This is a pretty basic design. If you wanted to throw a crazy steel blade in this, that's a fun little idea. All you need to do is get the proper hole measurements and everything, and you could probably make a 3V blade for this if you really wanted to. And they do make just a straight up pocket knife version of this with the replaceable blades. It's called the Fantasy. I have yet to be able to get it in Canada. It released with this knife, and then they had one run and it went out of stock, and it has not been back in stock, and that's like well over a year. You can get it on other websites, but I have yet to really desire it enough to only get the pocket knife. There's been a few times where I thought it might be cool to use these blades with something else, but because it's not on Amazon, I don't want to get it. So yeah, if you want a really good replaceable blade and a nice set of scissors, this is a great tool. But if those are your only desires out of the tool, then get the Roxon knife scissors. The only shitty thing about that is the blades aren't replaceable. But it is a Tonto blade with the same set of scissors that are in here in a extremely thin package. Like, it's hard to believe they shoved the whole scissors in there. So check those out if you can. I really do wish I would have kept those. I gave them away to somebody when I got this, thinking that I would no longer need that tool because I have this, but ho ho hum, I am not too happy with this thing to a point where I barely carry it. It's just so large and cumbersome. I bring it to camp for use of the scissors. That's about it. Those are the only few times I've loaded it up in my bag, was when I knew I was going somewhere. And I mean, if I really wanted to, I probably could have just brought a set of real scissors, and it would have taken up less space, and just brought my Leatherman. I hate to say this, Roxon, but I'm not going to recommend this tool. I would say get a Leatherman Rev. 25-year real 25-year warranty. Way smaller. It's got the better can opener. It's half, like, this is I think $49 Canadian and this is $69 Canadian. So this is $20 less, and this often goes on sale at Canadian Tire. I got this one personally. Oh, it was $20 off, so I got this for $29.99 Canadian. And the amount of tool you're getting here, even just for something to throw on your pocket to bring fishing, because you could easily process a fish with this beautiful little knife here. The Leatherman Rev knife is my favorite blade shape. I like this more than the Surge blade shape. The Surge has this weird like recurve and then a tip belly, and then I don't know what they were thinking with that blade. Just give me a flat, give me a little bit of a belly, and then I could easily clean some bass with this or something, and then use the pliers to de-hook. This is a much better bargain, and then you get a solid 25-year warranty through Leatherman, even on their cheaper tools. So, and then you also get the it's almost the same as far as the silly little wonky one side's bigger than the other. I'm not sure why they did that. Well, I know why, because if they did this side the same size as this side, they end up with a tool that was like 20 feet long. So the tool's already big enough, but they could have made the blades a little thinner. They don't need to be this deep. But again, if you're making a knife with replaceable blades and then you want to put a bunch of different kinds of blades in there, you're going to have to build it to the largest blade. So yeah, they did what they could with the goals they were set out to meet, which was make a knife, a multi-tool with a replaceable set of knives. I just wish they would have put better pliers, thought about the tool set a little bit better, and put a little more work into the fit and finish. This could have been a pretty good tool, but at the price right now, I know what you're getting. I'd say stick with Leatherman's lower end offerings, unless you absolutely have to get replaceable blades for this. Anyways, Sean signing off on this. I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know if you have any questions or if you just want to talk about knives. I'll be around, always looking for people to talk to. Have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching.